It says I'm live. So let's see here.
Let's see here.
I just wanted to make sure the sound is working. If I come on a little bit early, we still have about a minute or so until the actual live stream is scheduled. When it actually ticks over, we'll just absolutely jump in and do it. First, I have to get organized. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started, hey, shall we? Aloha, awinola, e komo mai. Good afternoon and welcome to this Aloha Friday edition of Lealea Live. I'm Chuck Rose, skipper of the small sloop Lealea in Alvin Vega 27. Not with me today is the lovely and talented first mate, Laura Wong Rose. She's busy elsewhere, taking care of all the fluffies and furries in town because that's what she does. All right, a couple of things. And I didn't make a bunch of notes. I'm just going to kind of wing it today. There is something I need to talk about, and that is the dearth of recent videos. I have been unable to produce videos to my own satisfaction because I can't see good enough. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we did our last live stream. Was it 3 weeks ago we did our last live stream? And Laura and I flew up to Juneau just to get away a little bit, but mainly because I had an appointment with an ophthalmologist, to pronounce it all correctly. And I'm getting new glasses. I hope to get them. I'm going to go up and check the post office after we're done with this live stream. I hope I'll have my new eyeglasses by then. But that's only part of the problem. And I knew this was coming, but he's given me a referral now for cataract surgery. I can't see very well at all with these glasses. I can't see good enough to operate our cameras, and I can't see good enough to really spend a lot of time on the editing software because I have to get right up closer, get back and get the focus and get the glasses in just the right angle so I can see what's going on, those little tiny things and buttons and what have you on the timeline of my editing software. So especially to our patrons, of course, when we're not putting up videos, we're not charging patrons. And since we're not putting up a whole lot of videos, there's not any advertising for people to worry about, but that's that. So hopefully, it is my sincere hope that when I get my new glasses in the next few days, I'll be able to resume making videos, but then I'm going to have to go for cataract surgery. And after that, they tell me everything's going to be just peachy, but I don't know. So anyway, what's happening? I catch a little bit of the international news, so there sure seems to be a lot of messed up stuff going on in the world right now. And I want you to know that the news here in Petersburg, up here in Petersburg, Alaska, up here in the cheap seats near the air conditioner, as I like to say sometime, the news here is pretty nuts too. Let me tell you, our assembly is reviewing the school reopening plan. They had some pretty unpopular ideas that the parents got upset about, but basically they're going to make everybody wear masks and quarantine for the first couple of weeks, and then they'll revisit it. Some interesting stuff going on in town right here. The Raven's Roost cabin reconstruction is underway. They're building a new cabin on the Raven's Roost Trail, and it's going to be 16 by 20 feet. Good sized cabin. And there's pictures of the construction here. You can see it's going to be pretty cool. Another thing you can also may have seen by that is that I'm not really reading the paper because I can't quite see it good enough to read it on the fly like this. So I've taken some notes and marked it up with a magic marker. 100 years ago here in Petersburg, some interesting stuff was going on. For one thing, the salmon pack was a total failure 100 years ago this week in 1921. One of the big stories was that they just didn't catch enough salmon. And the canneries were, not operating at capacity, and there was big problems there economically. In 1946, in the 1946, telephone service was opened between Petersburg and Wrangell. Now, we've done a lot of videos, several videos about Wrangell, because we go down there just about every summer, either just for fun or to work on the boat. And of course, it may seem a little odd to people nowadays that you couldn't just pick up the phone and call Wrangell, because it's only 40 miles on another island, but it's only 40 miles. But in 1946, the first telephone service was opened, not between here and Seattle, but between here and Wrangell, 40 miles to the south. And the cost of a phone call to Wrangell was a long distance call. So it cost more than a regular phone call, but only a little bit more than a telegram to Wrangell. That technology is way behind me, way before my time. So just an interesting little side note there. So 100 years ago, the fishing was really bad, and the canneries were complaining they didn't have enough fish to pack. But 50 years ago, in 1971, a near disastrous halibut season and prediction of a poor salmon year had just about everyone in Petersburg worried. But what turned out to actually happen when the fishing fleet started bringing their catch in, they had too much fish and not enough workers to process them all. And it turned out to be a really big problem. And 25 years ago, in 1996, what happened here in Petersburg? The internet arrived. That's right, 1996, August 15th, 1996, several internet service providers will be offering service in Petersburg. How about that? We've got some big news here. New teachers for the upcoming school year. One of them is a local girl who went off and got educated, and now she's going to come back and elevate all the youngsters in town, we hope. Minkoff Dance Troupe presents Burger in a Bun, Best Burger in a Bun Burger Night fundraiser. Well, sounds, well, of course, at the Salty Pantry right across the street, Mindy's place. I have a cheeseburger, hamburger fundraiser. Letters to the editor. We have one letter to the editor saying, just chill, why panic? Don't panic. And then right next to it, there's another letter to the editor. And I know we're all tired of the panic, but it's not time to stop panicking yet. So panic. There have been 3 new COVID-19 cases identified locally because it's tourist season. And people got off the boats and they, got the bug. And that's big news. But here's the thing. Oh, the police report. You think stuff's going down big in the big cities? Well, of course, the national, international news right now is wiping all that bloodshed and violence off the pages of the news. You're not hearing about, for example, what happened last weekend in Chicago, because what's happening in Kabul is a lot more interesting and exciting. And you know the rule: if it bleeds, it leads. And the more blood you get, the more the news people will talk about it. Inga Hagen, hi from Norway. I don't have my first mate here to watch the comments, so I can't give you any. I may miss it. I may miss you, and I may not be able to give you a shout out. So here's what's going on in the local crime wave. The summer crime wave continues. A sex offender was registered here. Apparently no actual crime committed, but they have to sign in when they show up here. There was a parking complaint in the near Harbor Way. A missing canine was later found by the owner. There was a noise complaint of a barking dog. A lost phone was found by the owner. An officer responded to a complaint of a disturbance near 2nd Street. An alarm went off and was silenced. A lost phone was found by the owner. near Nordic Drive. A lost wallet was returned to the owner. A wallet was reported lost, presumably the same one, I suppose. An officer responded to a report of harassment. An officer responded to a report of a child in a vehicle. A civil dispute was reported. An officer responded to a concern for a dog barking outside for over 2 hours on 2nd Street. I'm glad our police are on it. An officer responded to a report of an abandoned vehicle at an undisclosed location. A traffic warning was issued for speeding. A parking complaint was issued. There was a report of unauthorized use of a vehicle at North Harbor. An accidental 911 call, 911 call led to a welfare check by officers who confirmed that all was well near Mitkoff Highway. A traffic warning was issued for speeding. An officer responded to a report of possible structural fire, but there wasn't. A traffic warning was issued for a taillight inoperative. An officer took a report of a civil dispute regarding ownership of personal items near Nordic Drive. Let's see. Officers responded to a false alarm of an activated duress alarm near Haugen Drive. I suppose that's one of those health alert things. Maybe it went off by accident or something like that. A traffic warning was issued for unauthorized parking near Nordic Drive. Just a warning. Okay. A traffic warning was conducted for taillight requirements. Taillight requirements? No taillights on the vehicle? I don't know. Better get lights on that thing, son. Okay. A hat was found. This is in the police report. A hat was found, turned into the police department, and returned to the owner. It's the kind of high quality police work we have here in Petersburg. And I'm telling you, we appreciate it a lot. A wallet was found, turned into the police department, and returned to the owner. An officer conducted a civil standby. Standby. Okay. An officer assisted a citizen in gaining entry to a locked vehicle. A disturbance was reported near Nordic Drive. An intoxicated person was reported at an undisclosed location. And that's the police report for the whole week. Okay. Let's see, what else is happening in town? Oh, the electric utility revenue bonds. There's going to be an election on October 5th here locally, and the town's going to vote on whether to authorize, I think it's quite a bit of money, it's like $9 million, something like that. The Borough Assembly, our local legislative body, is considering forming a COVID committee, because of course they are. Back to school ads. Stuff here is more expensive than it is there where you are, chances are, even if you live in Hawaii. There's a little photo essay here that kind of falls flat because it's in black and white, and it's about the glaciers. Yeah, it just looks like gray rocks. Here's something interesting. Composting offers second life to food waste. Did you know that 40% of our food waste, our waste that they bale up and ship to Seattle for disposal here in Petersburg, is organic food waste? And there's a company, it's a new company, Tongass Botanicals and Soils, has started a composting program to reduce the amount of waste in Petersburg that's being shipped to the landfills down south. And I think that's very considerate of them. Here's what the owner of the company said, or the person in charge. So this is a direct quote. I'm not making this up. So that's basically like the idea of, hopefully saving us some of our garbage or taxes, what have you, and then ending up with a healthy soil product at the end. Quote. Oh, so I wonder if anybody who's listening to this or who may listen in later on is using composting on a boat. We consider it a composting toilet. But composting otherwise, composting all of your food waste is kind of difficult. But living aboard, we might be able to. And I believe the Tongass Botanicals and Soils is right close by. We could probably bucket the stuff and bring it up there. That's what we're thinking about. Save the planet. All right. And as we have said before on our live streams, jobs, 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 jobs. In fact, we mentioned several times and showed the full page ad. Here it is right here. Full, this is what, 3/4 of a page. The Alaska Marine Highway System is hiring. They're so desperate they canceled the ferry sailings, at least some of them, because they don't have enough people to operate the vessels. All right. Senior meals are continue to be delivery only until further notice. Oh yes, it's all about tourism here, and I will not rant about tourism. Not this time. I've done it before, so that's okay. The state is resuming rural power subsidy. They were subsidizing power generation in more remote areas and smaller communities, and the governor stopped it to save money because the legislature is just desperate to impose taxes and grab the permanent fund. And so the governor's trying to keep the budget under control, and he's cutting things that aren't, some people don't want cut. And here's the town vote. Oh, it's 7.8 million. The town's going to vote on a bond issue of 7.8 million, or up to 7.8 million. And that's to upgrade the hydroelectric power system that we have. Oh, birthdays and anniversaries. Today, Allison Miyake, Holly Bell, and Leah Roa. Tomorrow, Linda Bell, Myrna Gilbert, and on Sunday, Helen Mergenthal, Mike Luer, Phil. Well, there's a lot of them on Sunday, aren't there? But I wanted to give a shout out to two friends of ours. Chris Heyer, who helped us out with the boat. He did a lot of the good fiberglass work. He did our cockpit locker hatches. They're gorgeous, and I haven't put them on yet, but he did them. And his wife, Dr. Jen Heyer, are celebrating their anniversary. I guess it's tomorrow. So congratulations, Chris and Jen, friends here in Petersburg. Help us with the boat. And actually, I saw Dr. Heyer for something a couple of years ago at the clinic. I forget what it was. I had to go in and I saw her for something. So anyway, congratulations. And the fish factor, always exciting here in Petersburg, always exciting, and it's big news. But they've come up with a simple technological fix that they say may help mitigate bycatch, which now bycatch is a huge problem because what happens is, especially with trawlers, they're catching fish they don't want, and it kills them and they have to be thrown away. So how on earth could they avoid that through modern technology? Well, I wondered that too, and you may well, but you'll be fascinated to learn that it's an LED system. And let's see, LED lights can be configured to light up different parts of the fishing gear with different colors. Okay, different colors, intensity, and flash rates to, now get this is the cool part. The 10 underwater LED lights can be configured to light up different parts of the fishing gear with different colors, intensity, and flash rates to attract, repel, or guide fish through the gear. To attract, repel, or guide fish through the gear while retaining target catches. Fish don't stand a chance, man. The fish do not stand a chance. Anyway, the fish factor goes on. There's quite a lot of information in the fish factor about that stuff. So that's important. Land sales going on here locally. The borough is selling off some of its land parcels, both on Mitkoff and on Kupreanof Island. ran into some folks that we met in Juneau at the local real estate office over here at Anchor Properties. Stopped in for a coffee with my friend Bennett. There they were, scoping out some property over on Kupreanof because they want to go off-grid, build a cabin over there. There's some very economical or affordable properties. So contact Bennett at Anchor Properties here in Petersburg. Oh gosh, here's one. Laura's going to get all riled up about this one. Notice of intent to begin integrated vegetation management plan activity, which basically means they're going to spray Roundup on the side of the road. And this particular one, they're going to spray it right around where her clinic is. So she's not going to like that at all. She's not going to like that at all. Classifieds, jobs, and more jobs. And places to live, places to rent, places to buy, houses to rent, houses to buy. More about the Ravens Roof cabin. The Assembly debates quorum ordinance, and that is that. All right, so that's the news. So you think things exciting in your world? Well, how about that, eh? All right. I really wish Laura had come along because she would help a lot with what's going on next. Sty cursive. Message retracted. Hello from Norway. I thought it would be kind of late in Norway, but late in the evening, but we're getting several on these live streams. We're getting several people from Norway. And so, Ufta. I don't even know what that means. They say it a lot here because Petersburg is Alaska's little Norway. And there's a lot of Norwegians here in town. One of my closest friends here in town is the harbor master, Glo Wallen. She's a true Norwegian, has won the pickled herring contest every year for years. But this year, I think she shared the award or didn't win it this year, but she's acknowledged the queen of pickled herring here in Petersburg and has been forever. Inga Hagen, 2300. All right. Good to see you guys. Cruising Lealea. Okay. Our immediate plans. I apologize again for not doing more videos. These live streams are easy for me to do because I don't have to, do any editing. I don't have to get down into the editing software. I don't have to add files and do all that stuff. Just talk at the camera and let it go. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm hoping to get my new eyeglasses this afternoon when I leave here and go up to the post office. I'm hoping to find my new eyeglasses. And I'm hoping to get my cataract surgery sometime soon, and then another new pair of glasses, I suppose. And then we can start doing more entertaining videos and perhaps things exclusively for patrons. We also have opened a locals community that we haven't done much with it yet. I'd like to know, let me know in the comments if you're interested in that locals community over there and what kind of things we could do with it. I have no idea. I mean, I'm looking at what other people are doing over there, but I don't know. We've got a lot of plans coming up, mainly the boat, Lealea. We've just given up on the idea of painting the outside here in Petersburg. So we're hatching a plan to take the boat down the inside passage to Port Townsend and have the boat painted down there professionally. Because, I don't want to do it again. At my age, I just don't feel like doing that kind of work anymore. So take it down to Port Townsend and have it painted. We'll do some of the prep work on it and make it all pretty again. And finally finish off this refit. Got some stuff on the interior that I need to do, but again, I can't see good enough. I can't see the tools good enough. I can't see the rulers good enough. Do not want to use power tools under these conditions. I just, it's not safe. The likelihood of getting a good result is slim, or at least certainly reduced. So there's that. But you can look forward to the finish of the refit the completion of the interior and the refinishing of the exterior. I don't think we have very many modifications left to do. I don't think we're modifying anymore. We're just finishing up with the finishing and stuff like that. So please do communicate your needs, wants, desires. If you need information, if we can help you out in any way. If you're thinking of cruising up this way, up to Southeast Alaska, please stop by here at the Petersburg Pet Center on Chief John Lott Street, directly across from Keto's Cave, liquor store, saloon, and social center, and kind of catty corner from Mindy's Salty Pantry over there, an excellent place for breakfast or lunch. Now, I think that's about it. I think that's all I have to say. I don't, how long have you been talking? 25 minutes? And so, with that, I'm going to say aloha no, kako ahui ho. Aloha indeed to all of us. Until we meet again, I'm going to be working on trying to put music into this live stream or somehow make it a little bit more interesting at the beginning, you know, just because. And we're going to try and keep this up every week. I'm hoping to get Laura in here because it's just so, I mean, I look at it myself here, it's kind of boring. And it would be a lot more fun and a lot more interesting if Laura was here, but she's not. And she will be, I hope, next time. So I'm done because I'm just babbling and rambling, and I didn't take sufficient notes on what I wanted to talk about. So I'm got to go. Ahui ho.